Hi, my name is Louise Mobulo. I'm a farmer, chef, and entrepreneur, and the founder of my initiative called the Cacao Project. Now, what we do is we build sustainable and resilient livelihoods for farmers while making sure that through their land stewardship, they're creating resilience, equity, and livelihoods that position them for sustainable success in the future. Our work is under 3 branches, which is agriculture, education, and regeneration. We work with farmers and provide them with the skills, training, the resources, and the equipment they need to create interventions at every step of the value chain, from planting the seed in the ground to growing these agroforests that build economic services for them and build resilience, like creating windbreakers in the times of storms, to making sure that these biodiversity are protected in order to have richer soil for sweeter harvests, or even to plant more trees and create post-harvest services like helping them make chocolates and cocoa that they can create brands for and bring to market. We also have tree planting programs where we engage young people to have more consciousness of environmental stewardship and give that access to them of awareness of climate resilience in a language that they best understand, and that's through community engagement and intergenerational collaboration. So far, we've worked with over 200 farmers, plant 150,000 trees, over 150 hectares of land, and these interventions have gone on to create livelihoods, help them put their children through school, help them build their homes, or create more community resources that they're able to share with infinitely more people across the communities. So far, we have been recognized by prestigious institutions like National Geographic, United Nations Environment Programme, Forbes Under 30, Tatler's Generation T, and even BBC's 100 Women for all our work in environmental stewardship, creating livelihoods for women farmers, helping build biodiversity and rethink our food systems. But beyond that, this has been a platform to reach millions of people around the world and spread knowledge and awareness about the climate crisis and the different forms and stories that it may take, whether that's in rural communities getting hit by super typhoons or farmers experiencing drought. But beyond that, it's not just framing these rural communities as victims of the climate crisis, but also showing agency and the solutions that we have built on the ground that are applicable to farmers, that are accessible and easy for people to replicate as parallels around the world. We've been able to create case studies for policies that have come out about food systems or the well-being of young people in communities like these with their health and nutrition in the aftermath of storms. And beyond that, we've also been able to share these stories and help inspire change for millions of more young people who want to create change as well. One of the main barriers to empowering our farmers and creating equitable, sustainable supply chains and food systems and integrate climate action is the fact that our food systems contribute to about 1/3 of global greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, our food systems weren't built for us at all. They weren't built for us to eat healthier or better. They weren't built for me as a chef to cook them better. And they weren't built for a farmer to farm easier or grow crops faster. In fact, they were built for trade. And that means long, heavy supply chains, cars to transport them across the world, and less access to food. And the fact is, food systems, although being a heavy emitter and contributor, are more easily transitioned as an industry compared to other institutions like energy. So the fact is, we need to start supporting local, we need to look into our supply chains and make them more transparent, and we need to start eating seasonally, healthier, and supporting communities that grow food right where we are. What it means to be a young change maker is that we as young people are no longer satisfied to sit at the bylines. It means we know we have the power to institute real, meaningful change at the grassroots level within our own communities, and that we're entitled to a future with cleaner air, with good ecosystems, better biodiversity, with trees that provide us with economic services, with good, nutritious food, and that we have the power to create that future for ourselves, that we need a seat at the table in policy spaces, that scientists could maybe learn a thing or two from the stories and lived experiences that we have, because we are directly impacted by the systems today that impact our future. What's next is that I'm looking into agri-tech solutions and making that more accessible to farmers, to help them map their land, look at early warning weather systems, and more importantly, to find ways to tell their stories in a way that's equitable, that rethinks our food systems, and helps them gain that access to global markets. And more importantly, bringing those chocolates out into the global market so that people can understand what it is to eat good, nutritious, healthy cocoa, and in turn use those parallels in policy spaces to make access to good, nutritious, healthy food more available and accessible to communities around the world.